I don't know if you know if Justin Timberlake and Usher were actually fighting over who could sign him.
Hey, listen, he has a mind of his own. What he chose to do with his penis is his prerogative.
Puff and Usher did have a situation, and that situation led Usher to the hospital.
Started getting sexually abused from the time I was 5.
Freeze. You're in shock. I mean, children aren't supposed to handle that sort of stuff.
People don't know how serious it got. Like, it was legit crazy scary.
I can tell you that the #1 problem in Hollywood was and is and always will be pedophilia.
That Justin Bieber got by Diddy.
It's not our fault that Usher didn't want to get fucked by Diddy anymore.
Which parent would say, you know what? We don't know you. We know that you're a celebrity. Go and hang out with this guy for weeks on end by yourself.
So you're a dad now. Would you ever send your kid to Puffy camp?
Hell no.
What if the biggest pop star in the world was exposed to Hollywood's darkest side before he was even old enough to understand it? For years, rumors have surrounded the entertainment industry. Secret parties, manipulation, powerful men, and young stars caught in the middle. But now, former bodyguard and industry insider Gene Deal is making explosive claims about Justin Bieber's early connection to Diddy. Claims so disturbing, they've reignited old questions the public thought had disappeared. Did Justin Bieber's rise to fame come at a hidden cost? Did the adults around him fail to protect him? And why are so many old clips suddenly being re-examined today?
Saw coming.
It was hard for me being that young and being in the industry and not knowing where to turn, and everyone, telling me they love me and, just turn their back on you in a second. So yeah, it's hard because I want her to know that, she can count on me, but at the end of the day, I'm never gonna force myself to be in a relationship with her. It has to be natural, right? So I just kind of, let her do her thing, and if she ever needs me, I'm gonna be here for her. But yeah, just protecting those moments because people take for granted encounters and
Before the stadium tours, before the screaming fans, before becoming one of the most recognizable faces on Earth, Justin Bieber was just a teenager from Canada raised by a struggling single mother named Patty Millett. Patty had survived trauma, abuse, addiction, and poverty. By her own admission, her life before Justin's success was filled with instability and pain. Then, suddenly, everything changed. A few viral YouTube videos transformed Bieber from a small-town kid into the center of a billion-dollar industry machine.
Hey, that's me. Get back in your cage, Justin.
Hey, I'm in charge of your grades, kiddo.
Justin, this isn't even funny. So far, I'm getting straight A's, so I'm doing good. Justin, what?
I'm going to tell you.
Good job. Did you have to apologize?
No. My mom means the world to me. She definitely keeps me level-headed, but she's got to understand. I'm 15, I joke around.
She knows I was joking. Obviously.
In 2008, talent manager Scooter Braun discovered Bieber online. Soon after, a bidding war reportedly developed between major music figures, including Usher and Justin Timberlake. At just 14 years old, Justin was pulled into an adult industry worth millions. And according to old interviews, Patty was skeptical from the very beginning. She admitted they had no lawyer, no experience, and little understanding of how the music industry truly operated. But eventually, Usher and Scooter Braun became trusted figures in Justin's life. What came next would later become one of the most controversial chapters in Bieber's early career.
And a lot of people have been trying to drag Justin Bieber into this situation because there's a lot of suspect looking videos with Diddy and Bieber in it, and they're making a lot of allegations.
Mm-hmm. Same way they made allegations about Usher when Usher was younger.
I mean, do you think that there's any credibility to these allegations?
When there's smoke, there's fire. Why would Diddy be tapping his kid in his chest to see if he wired? And asking him, are you wired? Why would he be confronting that kid? Why would Justin Bieber make a song about, what is it? I got smashed at a Diddy party or something like that? Why?
In one now viral video, Diddy openly joked about spending 48 hours alone with the teenage Bieber. At the time, fans saw it as harmless celebrity mentorship. Today, many viewers see the footage differently. The clip resurfaced amid growing allegations and lawsuits involving Diddy, causing millions online to revisit old moments that once seemed normal.
At a young age, you know, my parents split, as, you know, a lot of parents do, and my dad abandoned us, moved, you know, 10 hours away, and then started getting sexually abused from the time I was 5 up until I was about 10 years old, and there was multiple abusers, and then, you know, had really unhealthy relationships, and ended up getting into drugs and alcohol into teen years, and had an attempted suicide at 17.
It's hard to believe that somebody, I mean, just as beautiful as you've got Justin Bieber as your son, that you would even think about something as awful as suicide, that you've been through so much, though.
Yeah.
But you're really helping a lot of people, I would imagine.
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, that's why I wrote this book, is just to help others get through similar things that I've been through.
For the people who are watching, and the moms especially, who are saying, I've been through what you've been through, I identify with that, what advice would you give to them?
I would just say, you know, talk to somebody and don't give up. Like, there's hope. You don't have to stay in.
Critics now question whether a 15-year-old should have ever been placed in those environments, especially considering Diddy's reputation for extravagant parties and chaotic nightlife. Former Diddy bodyguard Gene Deal has become one of the loudest voices speaking publicly about the culture surrounding Diddy's inner circle. In multiple interviews and live streams, Deal suggested Bieber may have been exposed to situations inappropriate for someone his age. He repeatedly referenced the now infamous 48 Hours with Diddy footage, questioning why adults around Bieber allowed it to happen.
Mom was really she's a single mom, so she was really skeptical of the music business. She had no clue. We didn't have a lawyer. We didn't want to sign anything. So.
Right, of course. So you said no to Maury Povich.
We said no to Maury. No disrespect or anything.
No, I hear you.
After that, management started contacting us, different managers and stuff. And my mom again was like, you know, sorry, Justin, we don't have a lawyer, so. We finally got in contact. This guy contacted us named Scooter, who's my manager now, and basically stalked us a little bit, kind of got in contact with us, and finally my mom was calling him back to, you know, say, listen, stop calling me. And he was like, you know, I really see a lot in your son. Like, I can help you guys. And my mom was really skeptical at first. They ended up talking for a couple hours, and he knew some lawyers that we could, you know, talk to and stuff. So we ended up flying to Atlanta free of charge, just for him to, you know, check us out and get to know us. And
this is Scooter.
Yes,
yeah.
This is Scooter, and we.
Gene Deal's comments exploded online because they tapped into a growing public fear that child stars in Hollywood are often surrounded by adults chasing money, fame, and influence. To understand why these allegations are gaining traction, you have to understand Hollywood's long history of abuse scandals involving young performers. Former child actor Corey Feldman has spent years warning about what he calls systemic exploitation in entertainment. Meanwhile, the downfall of Harvey Weinstein changed public perception forever. Audiences became far more willing to revisit old industry behavior once dismissed as normal.
And he's not none of the names that I said? Probably so. But then they say he was young too?
Yeah, they say he was young.
Let me get his name right. I hope it ain't the Bieber. I hope it's not the Bieber.
That's a good one. It might be you. But if they saying that the guy is young and he's an A-lister, I can't think of that many black people, man.
Right, not at all. And somebody that's more powerful, more of a celebrity than Diddy, you understand what I'm saying? If they were saying somebody that was more celebrity than Diddy, he was an A-lister, he was younger, you know what I'm saying? And if he's not black, it would have to be the Bieber. That's his name, Bieber? They said I got that wrong too, Justin Bieber.
Although Usher never accused Diddy of criminal wrongdoing in those interviews, many online now connect those comments to current allegations surrounding Diddy's lifestyle. As Bieber grew older, cracks began appearing publicly. Drug use, anxiety, depression, isolation. In later interviews, Bieber admitted his addiction problems became life-threatening. He later revealed he felt overwhelmed by fame and disconnected from himself. Fans began re-examining songs like Lonely and Where Are You Now, wondering if the lyrics reflected deeper emotional trauma from his early years in the industry. One of the biggest debates online today revolves around Justin's mother, Patty Millett. Did she unknowingly place her son in dangerous environments, or was she simply a struggling mother trying to secure a future for her child? Critics argue warning signs were everywhere. Supporters argue she trusted powerful industry veterans who promised to guide Justin safely.
Because I can't say that. When I used to see him swing, it was always with him, another dude, and 2 girls. You know what I'm saying? When he was swinging with other people, you know what I'm saying? He always had other girls in the room or another guy in the room, even with his girl Kim, and he was swinging with her. So that freak off things, but him videotaping and everything like that, no, I can't say that I was privy to that. But you knew what was going on, you know, and just in the instant when people got it confused when I said, when he was in the room with Sarah and her girlfriend, and he had Ja Rule and him in the room. Yo, I didn't know they was doing anything freaky until Ja came out and said, yo, y'all didn't want to be in there because there's a lot of freaky things going on.
Importantly, there is no evidence Patty Millett knowingly endangered her son or sold him in any literal sense. The phrase used online is largely symbolic, referring to accusations that young stars are often sacrificed to the entertainment industry in pursuit of fame. In 2024 and 2025, Diddy faced mounting lawsuits and allegations involving sexual misconduct and abuse. Diddy has denied wrongdoing. However, the scale of accusations led the internet to revisit countless old clips and celebrity relationships, including his connection to Justin Bieber. The renewed attention transformed old videos into viral evidence boards for online investigators.
Against Sean Diddy Combs, an attorney says he represents 120 accusers who've come forward with sexual misconduct allegations. He expects to file civil lawsuits against the rap mogul. Senior investigative correspondent Aaron Katursky is tracking the latest. Good morning, Aaron.
Good morning to you, George. If these lawsuits actually come to pass, Combs would be facing sexual misconduct allegations on an unprecedented scale. This morning, new disturbing accusations against hip-hop mogul Sean Diddy Combs from a Texas attorney who says he represents 120 alleged victims, men and women, whose allegations span more than 30 years.
The biggest secret in the entertainment industry that really wasn't a secret at all has finally been revealed to the world.
The accounts of the alleged victims, some of whom were children, have not been fully vetted, but their accusations involve the kind of drug-fueled recorded sexual assaults described in a dozen previous civil lawsuits and the criminal case against Combs.
What shocked me most was that it was going on openly in front of other people that you would know who didn't do anything to stop it, who...
Maybe the biggest story here isn't just about Diddy. Maybe it's about the system itself. A system where children become brands, where fame moves faster than maturity, and where powerful adults often control the future of young stars. Whether Gene Deal's claims are ultimately proven true or not, they forced millions to ask uncomfortable questions about celebrity culture, parenting, and power. And perhaps that's why so many people keep revisiting these stories today, not because they want another scandal, but because they're trying to understand what really happens behind Hollywood's brightest lights.
On the video that Puff had ran into Justin Bieber, they met up, and he started tapping him as if he was searching him and see if he had some kind of device on. Did you see that?
Yep.
Check this out. What if the federal government have already talked to Justin Bieber? And Diddy did that on tape. That means in his mind, he think this person may be a witness, right?
Yep.
What he has just done that is against the law?
Nothing that we've seen.
Tampering with a federal witness. If they have already talked to Justin Bieber prior to him doing that, he goes and look like he's searching him. It appears that he's asking Justin Bieber, yo, you got a wire on something like that? Like, you're tampering with a federal witness.
What do you think? Were Justin Bieber and other young stars failed by the adults around them? Or has the internet gone too far connecting old footage to today's allegations? Leave your thoughts below. And if you want more deep investigations into Hollywood's hidden stories, subscribe now and turn on notifications.
You have a son who is a superstar. You've got to think about security and safety. I mean, you've got so many people who want to, see him, be him, marry him, but you also got the crazies out there. Do you worry about his safety?
Of course. I mean, I think every mom worries about their kids. So, but he's got really good security guards and a great team around him that, try to keep him out of dangerous situations. Yeah, of course I worry. I'm a mama.
Yeah. What do you have to do that's different than, say, the typical mom at home?
Well, I mean, now that he's 18, I kind of, it's time for me to let go a little. But when he was younger, I couldn't ground him. You're not going to your concert tonight. I mean, I just get creative, take away phones and computers and all kinds of stuff. Yeah.
And how does he respond to that? Does he like, Mom, I'm Justin Bieber. You can't do that.
No. No, he would come home after a tour and I would say, honey, the garbage needs taken out. Mom, go take out the garbage.
He sounds like a real respectable, just young boy. What's he been like as a child for you?
Oh, he's such a different kid than I was. I was really wild and crazy, and he's a good kid, and he makes a lot of good decisions.
Usher did have a situation, and that situation led Usher to the hospital. Now, I let Usher explain that to y'all. I let Usher tell that story. But how dare you say a man that groomed you, you gonna give him a pass? Bruh, I know. Let me reframe you on something. Remember, Usher? We was at the Swiss Hotel. Puff had Kim in the room. Had one of Keith Sweat's baby mothers in the big room outside the master bedroom. He came outside in his robe. She gave him a fellatio right there. His back was turned to me. She gave him a fellatio. You knocked on the door. I came and opened the door for you. Puff went in the room. You came in the room and kissed that girl dead in her mouth.
comes up to you. He's not Justin Bieber yet. He's just some kid. And he says, I want to sing for you.
It was at the studio of Jermaine Dupri's. I said, you know, why don't you set up a meeting between me and your manager? I'd love to meet with you and do this in a formal setting. I'm late for an appointment with Jermaine Dupri,
right?
And I don't want to keep him waiting. Let's just do this the right way.
And then you have him come to audition for you, right?
Actually, there were a few people. My wife at the time.
Right.
It also was Perry Reed, L.A. Reid's first wife.
So you were all sitting in a room somewhere?
We were in a room.
Yeah.
And I showed her the video. And Perry says, are you crazy? You better get down there and meet this kid right now. He's amazing.
When all these dick pics come out and all this stuff with Bieber's big penis, are you the mastermind behind that? Say, listen, show off your big penis and people will come to those concerts. Or are you sitting there?
Is that the kind of manager he's doing?
Usher, are you sitting down with him and saying, yeah, show your cock, or leave it in your pants? I mean, do you sit him down and say, look, part of this is PR,
Hey,
man.
by the way, he does have a brain of his own.
Yeah, but were you shocked at the size of his penis?
Hey, listen, he has a mind of his own. What he chose to do with his penis is his prerogative. He's managing that aspect of his life.
But Usher, is somebody...
I have nothing to do with Justin Bieber's private part.
There's protections for animals, you know, in filming. I think there need to be protections legally put in place to protect people when they're filming, human beings.
Jennifer Lawrence now hopes that legislation will be enacted in the wake of the Harvey Weinstein scandal. Weinstein's decades-long chain of alleged harassment was a dirty Hollywood secret. As far as we know, though, all of Weinstein's accusers were of legal age when the alleged incidents occurred.
But there is Hollywood's other dirty secret that victimizes the most vulnerable, children. And someone who's spoken out about this and is painfully aware is former child star Corey Feldman.
You freeze. You're in shock. I mean, children aren't supposed to handle that sort of stuff.
I can tell you that the #1 problem in Hollywood was and is and always will be pedophilia.
Nobody talks about pedophilia.
It's the big secret.
And it's widespread?
Oh, yeah. I was surrounded by them.
For years now, as evidenced on Nightline in 2011, Corey Feldman has been claiming that he and his good friend, the late Corey Haim, were victims of molestation when they were young actors. Last year, he opened up to our Alex Hudgens.
Kids are scared. You know, kids don't think I'm gonna go. First of all, for me, the person that was doing it to me the most, you know, well, I mean, I could say that the two people that did it to me were both close friends of mine, or so I thought.
Let's